What is your specials today?
How are we doing? All right. Steph, can you present the report for PZ 261152, please?
No, I think we forgot to bring it out.
Yeah, it's the other one now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. He's the 2652 petitioner is just seeing the governor for daughter, so wanted to check in, kind of seeing this process through. So it's for 400 Glendale Road. That's a single family residence in the R2 zoning district. So right now along the side of the property, they have a large kind of row of hedges. And they would like to take that shrubbery down and put up a privacy fence, but since the fence would go all the way along their driveway, kind of to the front of the house, it's in the required front yard, and privacy fences aren't allowed in the front yard. A decorative fence would be, but that would only be 4 feet tall and would have, be 50% at slope, transparent. So it doesn't really even having kind of that privacy beyond. So without that kind of screen, the petitioners, thank you, would be getting a lot of both glare from headlights from that parking lot. Any activity there would be very visible. It's also a privacy concern. The fence itself that's being proposed would not be in the site triangle. There is a parking lot at the end of Glendale Road that kind of provides access and parking for that park there. But this wouldn't interfere with the visibility of drivers entering and exiting that park. It would be a 6-foot vinyl fence. I think there's an image in the packet also to kind of help you visualize what it's replacing. The petitioner believes that the fence would be better than more shrubs, just because obviously the shrubs would need time to grow in. A fence would be more durable and be more immediate. And that concludes my report.
Would the petitioner like to address? Before you speak, I've got to swear you in.
Okay.
Can you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name and address.
Brenda Hudasak, 400 Glendale Road, Roselle.
Thank you.
I don't know if we have really overgrown bushes and a portion of those died, so we took them out. So now we just see the other side, which is the parking lot, and it gets quite loud in the middle of the night. So we're just trying to think, instead of bushes, maybe a fence, like from the end of the garage to the sidewalk. That's possible. Is that good? Okay.
You don't have to come up and speak. You're
Okay.
welcome to.
Yeah, we're just,
Little.
we're begging.
We afford you the opportunity to.
Okay.
Explain.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other members of the public who would like to speak on this petition? Great. Commissioners?
No, this was pretty straightforward to me. I don't have any questions.
Agreed. All right. Could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Lydia Galante,
Aye.
Joseph Lewis, Jason Wertz,
Yes.
Chairman Booz.
Any further discussion? Are we good to vote?
Oh, I feel good.
I have a motion to approve the findings of fact for a variation for PZ 261152.
So moved.
Second. Roll call?
Lydia Galante,
Aye.
Joseph Lewis,
Yes.
Jason Wertz,
Yes.
Chairman Booz.
Aye. I have a motion to recommend approval to the village board for PZ 261152.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Lydia Galante.
Aye.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Brian Booz.
Aye.
Okay. Caitlin will email you when it goes to the village board, which should be later this month. Okay? Yeah.
Great. Next item on the agenda is PZ 261153. Could I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Chairman Booz.
Aye. Great. Staff, can you present the report, please?
Okay, so 261153 is a text amendment. So this is to kind of correct a little bit of a mix-up that happened when in 2023, as you know, we adopted a new zoning ordinance, and that kind of conflated two of the uses. So food preparation and food production are what we're talking about in the land use table. Basically, food preparation was kind of considered as a special use in the M and ORI districts, but it's actually the less intense use. That's more kind of bakeries, prepared foods that you can, like that kind of thing, more direct to consumer. And food production, which in the zoning ordinance had been listed as a special use in B3 and B4, but a permitted use in M and ORI is actually the more, or sorry, is actually the more intense use. So that's supposed to be kind of that industrial scale, lots of truck traffic, kind of more wholesale focus, not direct to consumer sales. So this would just flip those so that the right use has the right zoning districts associated with it. And then also we noticed that there was not a definition for food production. So we would like to add a definition, and that definition reads, an establishment that manufactures, packages, labels, or stores food products for human consumption and does not allow to provide public direct-to-consumer sales. Examples include factories, packing plants, and wholesaling establishments independent from restaurants or food stores. And because we were looking at the definitions, we also looked at the definition that is there for food preparation, again, that less intense use. And we were mostly okay with that definition, but we did change, we added a couple words just to make it a little bit more clear. So I think before it said, other miscellaneous food preparation includes catering services, but we just change it to may include so that it's clear that it could include other things as well. And then this is relevant right now because our next case that we're going to hear is actually a food preparation establishment seeking to open up in B3. So having these definitions kind of clear and these land uses in the right place will help any future petitioners just to make sure we're getting everything in the right place and we understand kind of the difference between those larger scale and less intense uses to get everything clear and in the right place. So that concludes my report.
Do any members of the public like to speak on this specific text amendment? Great. Commissioners? Questions?
If we approve this, is the next thing on the agenda necessary, or does it already then comply?
It's a special use.
Then it's a special use within that. Okay.
Right now, how the mix up between preparation and production, it's not permitted at all in B3.
Okay. What is already permitted would be the larger scale, but in the manufacturing district.
Yes, or as a special use in the downtown. Yeah,
The larger scale would be,
it was an oopsie poopsie.
that's how it is. No, I understand. Currently, yeah. All right. Go on. I'm connecting the dots now.
I have a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Chairman Booz.
Aye.
It's a very official planning term.
Can-
Oopsie poopsie.
Make certain that's in the minutes, please.
Right. Can I have a motion to approve the findings of fact for text amendment PZ 261153?
I'll also make that motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Jason Wertz,
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Oh, I did that right. Okay. Lydia Galante. Yes. Chairman Booth.
Aye. And can I have a motion to recommend approval to the village board for PZ 261153?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Roll call?
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Chairman Booth.
Aye. Right. Moving us right along. The next item on the agenda is PZ 261154. Could I have a motion to open that public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Jason Wertz. Chairman Booth.
Aye.
It's harder with only 4 names for some reason.
Tongue twisters.
Hey,
today.
staff, can you present the report, please?
2 J's right in a row.
Just like stay up here.
Are both those microphones on?
No.
This one's on. This one I think is
One
just,
that's built into the podium
defunct.
is no longer operational, but
Okay.
I think we just haven't figured out the best way to get it removed
Oh,
without damaging.
there
the
was like a
podium.
reverb in here, the other one.
I think it's off.
Mhm.
I think it's doing absolutely nothing. It's probably me not speaking very well into this microphone. So for this case, PZ 261154, the subject property is 225 East Irving Park Road. That's the old Little Market building. And the petitioner is Assad John. He's DBA, the Carnivore US LLC. So he would like to, he's under contract to purchase the property and he would like to open a meat smoking facility on site, which also will have a restaurant space, deli counter, and some kind of outdoor dining area. He'll be smoking meat there for wholesale, but also for retail. It's a 4,900 square foot building. It's been vacant, as you know, I think since 2022, early 2022. That food preparations we just discussed would be a special use in the B3 district where it's located, which is why we're here. So he plans to smoke or produce about 1,500 to 2,000 pounds of processed meats weekly. About 100 to 200 will go to that kind of restaurant space. And then others, 50 to 100 to retails, the rest to wholesale. He's going to pursue that USDA inspection and certification, and he'll also try to get the halal certification. So it's going to employ 4 full-time and 3 part-time staff. Hours of operation would be 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. I think I mentioned he's planning on kind of an outdoor patio space. So I'll let him speak a little bit more to the technical part of this, but the smokehouse he's intending to use does not produce fumes or smoke. It doesn't heat wood or combust wood. Because we know that that could be a concern for neighbors. It also, as for parking, there's 43 spaces on site right now, 2 accessible spaces. He would remove 4 spaces, obviously not the accessible ones, in order to put in that patio space. We think that's sufficient parking for this. Also, in the zoning ordinance, there is a provision that says if a property in the B3 district is changing uses, even if the parking then wouldn't conform, it's fine because it's B3 and we want to kind of make sure there's that flexibility there. But that said, we do think the parking's fine. Yeah, and that concludes my report, and I'm sure the petitioner can explain more about the smokehouse. He's passed out some materials too.
Before you run off, just for clarity for everybody, the only thing that we are deciding today is that special use. Everything else meets all of the specifications.
Yes, it does. And I'll try to be more clear about that in the future.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no other zoning concerns for this. And it's just that the fact that since he's doing that meat processing on site, which is just that smoking in that smokehouse that's interior, that would be a special use because it falls under that food preparation. And I should clarify to make the distinction between that and the food production we were just talking about. This isn't that large scale industrial thing. This is more of kind of a storefront operation.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Would the petitioner like to make a statement? Gotta swear you in. Could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Can I have your name and address for the record, please?
Saad Jan, 1585 Maureen Drive, Hoffman Estates, Illinois, 60192.
Thank you.
So,
Please go ahead.
so I think Galen covered majority of the stuff, but in regards to the smokehouse, because people just think it's gonna be a lot of smoke, it is purely 100% electric and it has a very controlled intake and exhaust. So if anything, this is more in compliance with all the regulations at the state and the city level when it comes to kitchen hood, barbecue pits, and a smokehouse. So this covers majority of that. And I think if I'm not mistaken, on the specs that I have from the manufacturer, it's less than 2.5% CFM. So that's even less than what you would have exfiltration when the door opens, closes, the windows, or leaks. So it's even less than that. That's how controlled it is. So there should be no odors. If anything, it would be like good smell from the meat that's getting smoked in there, but that would still be less than a kitchen hood, for example. But if you guys have any other questions, happy to answer.
Commissioners?
You had one of these operations elsewhere?
No, this is going to be my first one, but I have been trained in this for the past few years. There's one not too far away from here in Elber. They have 4 smokehouses in their facility.
All the same equipment?
There are even like larger scale, but very similar equipment, yes. And they're also USDA inspected as well.
So you're pretty much just, you're getting the meat from somewhere, smoking it, and then wholesaling it or serving it.
Exactly. So the box in, right, we prepare it to be cooked, right? So we put spices, whatever we need to, then it gets smoked as in cooked. Smoked is only a small portion of it, because that's kind of the part we're going for. But once it's cooked, it gets sliced, packed, so it's in the front where the deli counter, typical barbecue joints you guys will see, they cut briskets in front of you, sausages, right? Exact same principle, but there will be some frozen. So we're gonna have a couple of freezers where people are able to buy them in retail as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Would any other members of the public like to speak on this petition? Please come up. Gotta swear you in. Could you raise your right hand, please? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Give your name and address, please.
Sure. My name is Camille Krizak. I'm at 224 East Irving Park Road, Roselle. So right across the street.
Go ahead.
I wasn't unfortunately able to reach out to the village to get all the details about it. Just some concerns that my wife and I have since we've got little kids. It's just the increased amount of traffic in the area. I know that it was mentioned around 1,500 pounds a week. I don't know what that looks like from a traffic perspective. Truck deliveries and whatnot. And I know that hours of operation, probably from the retail side, are 11 to 7. The thing that I'm concerned about is typically when smoking happens, it's a longer process. I understand it's probably going to be cooking and a small amount of smoking, but just trying to understand kind of how that's going to impact outside of those hours that the store would be open. And I think also from a waste perspective, I know that we have raccoons and other animals roaming around the neighborhood. So I'm just potentially concerned if there's an increased amount of waste. If the owner's aware, or what would be steps to kind of prevent those if there would be an increase of animal activity in the area.
Petitioner like to address those? You're not obligated to, but we'd welcome if you'd want to. You would have to come to the dais, please.
First of all, I'll just go in reverse. So the waste, yes, we'll make sure that we're having enclosed space so that we're able to make sure, because we don't want any odor or any animals going into that space either. So we'll make sure that does happen. In regards to traffic, that's the reason we have the hours the way we do, because we don't want overnight, late night. As far as the smoking, a lot of stuff is controlled, as in computer controlled. So we would be able to run different, can do it during the day, We might be doing some shifts at night, but it was all controlled through the computer. So majority of that would be happening while we are in the opening hours or maybe early morning hours. But there wouldn't be stuff that, okay, you know what, we'll be open at night and 10 PM, 11 PM and doing this. And same thing with smoking, like the odor, you won't be whatever you notice from a Burger King or a McDonald's, it will be less than that.
Any other members of the public like to speak on this petition? Commissioners, anything before we close the public hearing?
I don't have anything for the public.
I have a motion to close the public hearing.
Make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Chairman Booz.
Aye. All right, any discussion before we vote?
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't know how this would cause more traffic than a grocery store that was there. Read all the details on the odor and I don't know that I understand all of them. I find it hard to believe that it's odorless, especially if there's a wood smoke or burn. But according to the data, it's less than McDonald's.
It's not wood, smoke, or burn. That's what it says. It's electric.
I have an electric smoker. Smells like wood.
An electric wood burning smoker.
It is an electric wood burning smoker. So yeah, no comments by me.
We good to vote then? All right, could I have a motion to approve the findings of fact for special use PZ 261154?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Chairman Booz.
Aye. Great. Could I have a motion to recommend approval to the village board for PZ 261154?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Brian Booz.
Aye. Great. Next item on the agenda is PZ 261155. There's no public hearing for this, so staff, if you could present the report.
So some of you, I think maybe just Jason was on Plan Commission in 2018 or I think it was a 2018 public hearing. For Sycamore Hill Estates, it was an undeveloped property that was originally owned by Jubilee Bible Church next to Lake Park East. Greg Patelli, who's here tonight, purchased the property with the intent to subdivide it into a 9-lot subdivision. After the Plan Commission public hearing, or it wasn't even public hearing, just a public meeting, the Army Corps of Engineers determined that the creek that ran through the site was a jurisdictional wetland and it was going to derail the subdivision of the lots not next to the creek because it's kind of to the north of the property. So we move forward with a phase 1 for the southern sort of 2/3 of the property to subdivide those. And then he was going to work through all the issues with the Army Corps and DuPage County, and then come back and request a subdivision for the remainder lot. So all of that has happened. And then I should say also, all the lots from phase 1 have already been sold and houses built and people living in them. So he wants to move forward with the subdivision for the remainder. And he's proposing 3 lots. Each lot meets all of the requirements for the R2 zoning districts. And the creek area would be encompassed in a 80-foot easement to protect it from any construction or building or anything. And it would be owned by the property of Lot 2. The owner of Lot 2 would own the wetland. And they would be responsible for maintaining it. He's hired a reputable company that has helped him with all the applications and permits. So we're gonna have a maintenance and monitoring plan. We'll make sure that the this is passed down to the owner of that lot as well, so they understand everything. There has been some concerns about flooding in the area, and that's because he wasn't really allowed to do any work in the creek until he got everything approved. But now everything should alleviate any flooding that was going on at Lake Park East. And all of the lots, there's not gonna be detention for the lots. They're all gonna have their own best management practices. So either like dry wells or rain gardens or whatever on their lots that would be sufficient to cover the detention needs for each individual house. And I believe that's it.
So the only thing we are debating today is the actual subdividing?
Yep, the lines.
Okay. And is staff supportive of this?
Yes, all the lots meet and it well exceed the R2 requirements. And all those lots that already were subdivided have sold very quickly and very nice homes have been built on them. So we're supportive.
Was it previous? Would this have been 4 lots before? This was, okay.
So it's one less lot,
This-
just due to
Because of the, yeah. 2018 is a blur.
That was in precedented times.
People can still speak.
Back in the heyday.
Greg wants to speak, he's hiding back
Would,
there.
would any members of the public, like to speak? All right. Commissioners, any questions for staff about this?
With, with lot 2, in the wetland, how is that enforced when they don't take care of it? Is it enforced, is it reactive like typical county stuff is where the next owner comes in and basically when they pull title, they get whatever easement documents and then they have to fix the wetland? Or is it on the current owner of?
The current owner has to bring everything up to standard and then go into the 3-year monitoring and maintenance period with DuPage County. So he has to do all the improvements, which have mostly been done at this point. There's some final plantings that need to go in.
I'm saying more when.
Okay.
In 20 years, when
Yes.
someone's moved in and sells it again,
Yes,
who's,
reactive.
so it goes to the person buying the property would have to then
Yes.
enhance wetlands potentially?
So we discussed, originally when this came up, we did discuss some sort of like HOA to help maintain this. But there's nothing else in common. There's no other common elements for the subdivision. So it would be hard we already struggle with HOAs maintaining stuff and they're maintaining big things, not just like a small wetland area. So the idea of forcing an HOA to somehow manage this thing that like doesn't need a ton of maintenance. So we kind of all agreed that the best option was for it to go on the one lot. So yeah, it's gonna be
It's pretty tough enforcement.
Does the village, like some of our other thing?
That's fair, man.
Not a public hearing,
no,
so.
you can just
Okay,
go.
great. So basically, how it'll work is the 3-year monitoring plan is to make sure that everything is growing properly. Okay? Once everything is growing properly and they basically sign off that things are properly germinating and the owner of lot 2 maintains it just like his own yard. He mows it just like you would mow his regular grass and
Mhm.
stuff like that. They're just making sure that the species that are in that designated area take root, basically. That's what the 3-year monitoring plan is all about. So for the second person buying the home 20 years from now, it would be just considered their yard with an easement in the event of the county or any type of municipality needing to get in there to do anything.
But isn't that, it's assuming though that the owner of lot two maintains the wetland?
No, there's really nothing to do in the wetland. He can't, actually, he's not even, the wetland is very designated. It's only 15 feet wide.
Mhm.
The maintenance area is a buffer zone. And the buffer zone is just grass and shrubs. So the actual wetland doesn't require maintenance. It just grows and naturally exists.
What restricts the future owner from wanting to change the landscape? Or
Nothing.
would they have to go through the county or?
After the 3-year monitoring plan, after the grass is in place, I would think that,
There's a record document typically with DuPage saying that there's wetlands, BMPs or
Yeah.
floodplain on your property. That comes, so like when they would pull title to buy that property in the.
Yeah, it
future,
impacts your
It
insurance.
would just
and
show
everything.
up, it would just show up as a document. Probably wouldn't really mean anything insurance wise, but
because it's not a floodplain, it's just a.
just a wetland.
Yeah.
But I was just more curious on, in 20 years, yeah, when they, I mean,
It's not the I don't think there's a solution that's the best. And it's so small, like when I think even DuPage County, when they first looked at it, were like, no, it's not. And then the Army Corps came out and was like, yes, it is. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
So it's very small.
But it's runoff from that whole general area.
Yes.
So, when they developed to the west of there, either, west of Sycamore, some probably Medina or Bloomingdale Township, somebody cut a trench in there to get to that catch basin that's at the school. Unfortunately, they didn't spend the money to put a pipe there. Had they put a pipe in there, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. But I think it wasn't cost effective. It was just easier to cut, a ditch in there. Maybe the developer of the, the lots to the west did that just to get the runoff from there to move to a spot where it would go out. So, I mean, typically that's pretty much dry all the time. I mean, the high water level is, I mean, even in our, it's been going on a while, as Karen knows. So I've owned this property for 6-7 years, and I've never seen the water outside of the 15-foot designated wetland area, let alone the 80-foot buffer zone. So water flows through and goes to the catch basin and goes south, eventually, I believe, to Salt Creek or something, but, or some other storage facility. So I hope that helps. But back to what you're saying, there'll be something on the title, obviously, that designates it. And the person who lives there will just maintain it as if it was theirs. Now, they can't construct a garage on it or anything. Obviously, there's an easement, and if anybody tries to do that, the village has that on record. And
Any deed restrictions that can get attached to something like this? Meaning that obviously they can't build a shed because we wouldn't approve a shed,
Sure.
or like
Yeah.
the fencing wouldn't happen, or,
Would be shown, like, let's say in 20 years or something, they do a new plat of survey.
Yep.
It'll be on the plat as an easement that you're not allowed to build on.
I think some of that's actually the easier part. I guess the part I'm trying to wrap my mind around with this is, one, wanting to say yes, it makes all the sense in the world. And if you smarter people are telling me that putting it all on one property is where that belongs, then that makes sense. But 20 years down the road, there's some flooding issues in the general area, and a lot of it is deemed to kind of flow this way into this. Now that impact becomes all this one property owner's problem to handle the entire neighborhood's water. That seems like a heavy lift for that owner.
It does happen in in other properties.
Is there anything engineering, why aren't we putting in a pipe now? Or not we, why is the developer not putting in a pipe And then
Because it's
Because now it's designated wetland.
Well, that was proposed.
that's what was proposed. It's,
Originally,
The
originally that's what I proposed.
Yeah.
that's what they said no to, was because it was the wetland. I thought that would mitigate the wetland.
Yeah, I'll
I
I'll trace this back quickly. So I proposed that to Greg Gruen, which was the village engineer at the time. He said, can't do that. Let's make this a little more of a drainage area. So we designed that. County wouldn't sign off on it. So then the county called the Army Corps of Engineers, and they traced it back to some tributary, which was unbelievable to all of us involved, like overwhelmingly unbelievable. So they deemed it waters of the US and deemed it a wetland protected area waters of the US. So that, so then the county put all these crazy restrictions on there that were not required by the designation of waters of the US. So I had to take a break from this because it was driving me crazy. So I took a little break and called a couple other engineers, actually called the county, said, you know what, give me your engineer, recommend someone. Because, you know, my guys can't seem to get any traction with resolution here. So I used their people. And we got to this resolution of, you know, no association. I didn't want an association. Why should we involve all other homeowners for this, you know, basic pass-through, basically. And so we got this mitigated down to this as best case scenario. Best use of the property, no zoning requirements, and not convoluting it with other homeowners involved. Yeah. Their engineer was great. Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I don't want to over encumber this more than it has to be. If, I mean, because he lost a lot,
Army or
which is,
factors generally here.
so, yeah, all right,
Thank you.
I get it.
Great. Can I get a motion to recommend approval of EZ 261155?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Jason Wertz.
Yes.
Joseph Lewis.
Yes.
Lydia Galante.
Yes.
Brian Booz.
Aye. Great. Is there any old business? The upcoming business?
We will be having an April meeting. We'll be talking about signs.
Everywhere signs.
Mhm.
Locking up
The Joaquin Phoenix.
All right.
movie.
Public meeting, don't go on to the next verse.
Any specific signs?
All signs. Caitlin and I have rewritten the zoning or the sign code. Uh-huh.
Glutton.
You guys are gonna have so many things to give your feedback on. It's gonna be great. You're gonna put your little thinking caps on and you're gonna have opinions about signs.
Bring like little party hats. and they'll-
Yes, I love that. Did
Sign
you?
Party.
Yes.
Right. Well, with that to look forward to, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion too.
Get.
Third.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Meeting is adjourned.
So that's the 7th?
Yes.
Yeah, that would